Imagine sailing across the ocean, and suddenly your ship weighs 50 tons less. The water around you drops 300 feet like an invisible hand is pulling it down. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now in the Indian Ocean, and scientists couldn't explain it for 75 years. Today we're exploring Earth's biggest gravity hole, a massive invisible force that's been pulling down ocean water for millions of years. We'll uncover why it exists, what it means for our planet, and the shocking discovery that finally solved this mystery. Picture this. It's 1948, and a Dutch scientist named Felix is cramped inside a submarine using a golden pendulum to measure gravity under the ocean. Suddenly, his instruments go crazy. The gravity readings are completely wrong, like the Earth itself is missing a huge chunk of mass. What Felix found was Earth's largest gravity anomaly. It covers 3 million square kilometers. That's bigger than the entire country of India. Inside this zone, gravity is so weak that if you could see the ocean's true shape, there would be a giant bowl 300 feet deep. That's like a 30-story building worth of missing water. But here's the weird part. Nobody could figure out why it existed. For 75 years, this remained one of Earth's biggest unsolved mysteries. Scientists had theories, but none of them worked. Was it a massive asteroid impact, ancient volcanic activity, something even stranger? The mystery got deeper when modern satellites started mapping Earth's gravity from space. These machines found something that broke all the rules of physics, a zone where gravity simply doesn't work the way it should. Felix's submarine discovery was just the tip of an iceberg that would take decades to fully understand. To understand how massive this thing is, imagine if all the water in Lake Superior just vanished. That's roughly how much water this gravity hole displaces, about 100 cubic kilometers. But the water doesn't actually disappear. Instead, Earth's weak gravity in this spot means the ocean surface sits much lower than it should. This isn't just some minor dip. Ships passing through this area actually experience slightly less gravitational pull. Their instruments detect the difference. GPS satellites orbiting overhead have to adjust their calculations when passing over this region. But here's what blew my mind. If you dropped a rock here, it would fall slightly slower than anywhere else on Earth. Scientists call this a geoid low, basically Earth's biggest natural magic trick. The ocean water actually wants to flow away from this spot because there's less gravity holding it down. It's like having an invisible mountain turned upside down, except instead of rock, it's made of missing gravity itself. In 2023, scientists in India finally cracked the case using supercomputers. They ran 19 different simulations, going back 140 million years, testing every possible theory. What they discovered sounds like science fiction, but it's absolutely real. Long ago, there was an ancient ocean called the Tethys that existed between two supercontinents. When India broke away from Africa and crashed into Asia, it destroyed this ocean completely. But here's the crazy part. Chunks of that ancient ocean floor didn't just disappear. They sank deep into Earth's core, like massive rocks dropping to the bottom of a pond. These enormous slabs of old ocean floor fell through Earth's interior for millions of years. We're talking about pieces of rock the size of continents, slowly sinking through thousands of miles of hot mantle. When they finally hit bottom near Earth's core, they disturbed something called the African superplume, a gigantic blob of hot rock sitting near the center of our planet. Think of it like dropping a massive boulder into a lava lamp. The impact doesn't just affect the spot where it hits, it creates ripples and movements throughout the entire system. This disturbance triggered something incredible that would take millions more years to unfold. The collision between the sinking ocean floor and the African superplume created Earth's most violent underground explosion. Imagine dropping a nuclear bomb into a volcano Except this explosion happened 2,000 miles underground and lasted for 20 million years. Hot, lightweight magma erupted upward like an underground geyser, creating massive plumes that rose hundreds of miles through solid rock. These aren't normal lava plumes. We're talking about continent-sized bubbles of superheated material that are so light they create less gravity than normal rock. It's like Earth grew a massive tumor made of hot foam, except this tumor is buried so deep that we can only detect it by its gravitational shadow. The plumes are still there today, still making that entire region of Earth's interior lighter than anywhere else on the planet. And here's the mind-blowing part. They're still growing. Scientists proved this theory by dropping special listening devices on the ocean floor. These instruments can detect earthquakes and use sound waves to see inside Earth, just like how doctors use ultrasounds to see inside your body. The devices revealed the lightweight plumes exactly where the computer models predicted they'd be. But this discovery raises an even bigger question. If one ancient ocean collision could create such a massive effect, lasting millions of years, what other hidden forces might be shaping our planet right now? This gravity hole doesn't just sit there doing nothing. It's actively reshaping our planet right now. The massive gravitational depression is literally pulling ocean currents in new directions, changing weather patterns across half the globe. Those monsoons that bring life-giving rain to billions of people. This ancient collision is still influencing them today. But here's what really freaked out scientists. They realized this means Earth is way more connected than we thought. An ocean that died 100 million years ago is still affecting the weather in India, the orbits of our satellites, and even the GPS in your phone. The research team started looking at other planets with this new understanding. Mars has gravity holes too, and now they think they know why. Venus might have them. Even some of the moons around Jupiter could have similar features. This discovery didn't just solve one mystery. It opened up a whole new way of understanding how planets work. We've seen how an ancient ocean's death created Earth's biggest gravity anomaly, and it's still growing. But what if I told you there are structures on the ocean floor that are older than the pyramids, perfectly geometric, and seem to defy everything we know about ancient civilizations? That's coming up next. Right now, scientists are using robot submarines and underwater earthquake detectors to study this gravity hole in real time. And what they're finding is terrifying. The underground plumes aren't stable. They're moving, shifting, and some researchers think they might be getting stronger. Think about this. If these plumes continue growing, the gravity hole could expand. If it expands enough, it could start affecting ocean currents in completely new ways. Climate patterns that have been stable for thousands of years could change overnight. The research station in India is working with teams around the world, dropping advanced instruments into the deepest parts of the Indian Ocean. They're racing against time because they've detected signs that something big might be happening down there. The question isn't if these underground forces will change, it's when and how much will it affect life on the surface. Here's the scariest part. We know this has happened before. Earth's history is full of sudden climate changes that scientists couldn't explain. Now they're wondering, were those caused by gravity holes, like this one, suddenly shifting or growing? And if so, what's stopping it from happening again? The Indian Ocean gravity hole proves that our planet is hiding forces so powerful they can bend reality itself. For 75 years, this invisible giant stumped the world's best scientists. Now we know it's the ghost of an ancient ocean that's still haunting our planet with gravitational powers that affect everything, from the rain in your backyard to satellites in space. But here's what keeps me up at night. If something this massive could hide for 75 years, what else is out there? The ocean covers 71% of our planet, and we've barely scratched the surface. Right now, There could be other gravity holes forming, ancient structures rising from the deep, or forces we can't even imagine yet. Want proof? Check out this next video about the impossible underwater pyramids that archaeologists found off the coast of Japan. Structures so perfect and so old that they're rewriting human history. The ocean's biggest secrets are just waiting to be discovered.